Welcome again, Gemini. It's July 2017, Dadhichi here from astrology.com.au with your brief synopsis for what's going on in the heavens here in your neck of the universe this month. You know, a beautiful transit of Venus is about to take place on the 5th. It moves into your sun sign, really activating all of the social and I guess familial qualities, the softer side, the romantic side of your nature. Venus for you is really an exceptionally good planet, ruling your 5th house and also the 12th house of sexuality, one of the houses of sexuality. And so that planet will continue there for some time, all through the month of July, aspecting your 7th house of relationships. And on top of that, you've got the month commencing with a beautiful Moon and Jupiter conjunction in your 5th house of love affairs. There is a bit of challenge to that, and I wanted to talk about that because in your 2nd house of finances, we see the combination of the Sun, Mars, and Mercury, which can be rather problematic for your finances. And given that Pluto is in the 8th house of shared finances, opposing all of that, and also that on the 9th, we see the full moon, your finance planet, in that opposition. There could be a bit of challenge there. So, and again, that's because of your partnerships. This 8th house of your horoscope, where the full moon will take place, is going to be in a bit of a combative mode with Mars, with Mercury. So it's important for you to iron out any difficulties or differences that you have with partners, business partners and romantic partners alike. One thing, however, that transit of Venus is really going to offset a lot of that, at least up until the 25th or just a few days before that. It does move into the opposite sign to Saturn. Saturn has been moving through your 7th house. That's been problematic, as you know. It's there till December 2017. Just another 5 or 6 months. Don't worry, it'll be passing soon enough. But this could show your romantic feelings may not be geared towards the one you're with. You could be having some sort of idealistic problems there. And the reason I say that is because Venus also makes a couple of other aspects. Firstly, to the planet Neptune in your 10th house. That is moving very high up in the chart. And therefore, when Venus comes to the square of that on the 18th, there are usually some very confusing experiences that you will go through. Neptune is idealistic. It shows that you have a certain concept about how your relationship should be. But when Venus moves into that square or the right angle, the 90-degree aspect, you could be challenged there, especially that being the 5th lord, the ruler of your 5th house. Now, that could, for some of you that are single, imply that you meet someone whom you have a really good connection with, only to find that maybe your ideals, your goals in life are not at all the same. So that could confuse you. You must never surrender your own ideals, however, no matter how disparate your views and your ideals are with this other person. So that's happening around the 18th. A couple of others there. 19th, we see the trine to Jupiter. That's in your 5th house. That could temporarily offset some of these other hard aspects, but there are a few other ones there. The Venus opposite Saturn that I mentioned, that can cool the affections. And then a sudden and abrupt lift around the 30th when Venus moves into the sextile aspect of Uranus, which is in your 11th house of social activities. Now, prior to that, you're going to see a new moon taking place in your 3rd house of shorter journeys, travels, the superficial mind, where, you know, just your thinking mind. And so this could really start to trigger a whole new sense of what you want to do. You'll be thinking up new ideas and moving into a whole new chapter, I would say, as far as the way you think, the way you communicate is concerned. We spoke of your relationships. Jupiter is the planet of relationships. There is a square aspect to Jupiter taking place on the 6th. That is taking place in the finance area. So this could show, I mentioned some of the combative elements of this month. That could be the expenditure or the wastefulness of your partner if you're married. There could be some discussions surrounding a little more frugality, tightening of the belt, that type of thing. Mercury is another planet that we often look at. Mercury, for you, being your ruling planet, has to be important. The 5th, there's a square to Uranus. Your nerves will be frayed leading up to that date. On the 6th, Mercury moves into the 3rd house. That again is its natural house. So thoughts about travels, a lot of communication, written letter, Facebook will be part of the mix there from what I can see. There's some nice aspects on the 7th and the 15th, sextile aspects. They're the 60-degree aspects to Venus and to Jupiter. They're all excellent for expressing yourself and putting forward your views. If you're advertising anything, that'll be good. If you're looking to sit for examinations, your mind will be open and receptive. Education is very much favoured. All good aspects, even on the 20th. Trine aspect to Saturn, deliberate, focused thinking, an ability to communicate what it is you have to with sufficient gravity. But, the sextile to Jupiter will do it in such a way where people will receive what you have to say in the proper light. Mercury moves to I mentioned the trine aspect to Uranus, but then to its exaltation sign of Virgo, the 4th house of your horoscope, on the 26th, which is lovely. Some good opportunities in the last few days of the month with family and friends, and in particular with the maternal side of your family. Join me at astrology.com.au to get more detail on this, daily, monthly, yearly readings, as I've always mentioned to you. And for those of you that are game, why not consider having a one-on-one, face-to-face personal reading to look at your chart in more detail. I welcome that, and I welcome seeing you here again next month. Take care for now. Bye-bye.